I haven't done a video in a little bit. I don't know why, but I heard Owen Benjamin say the other day that he was an empath, and some people might not know what that is. Uh, I looked into it years ago. I read Labyrinth of the Psychopath by a buddy of mine, Thomas Sheridan. It's a great book. But even before that, I was like, what's the opposite of a psychopath? The sociopath, someone who doesn't feel. And I came across empath. I don't know what the definition is, or if there even is one. I don't know if it's actually like a recognized term. It might be. A few years back, I heard some girls saying like, "Oh, we're empaths." But I will explain because I believe I am an empath. It's kind of a blessing and a curse. It's not really an emotional thing, but emotions are very involved. It's just, okay, we all have empathy, right? Every single human being. You know what that is. An empath is someone, it's turned up to 11. We can feel other people's joy or misery, and it's a blessing and a curse because it allow you it's easy to connect with people, especially when you're in the room with them. You can make friends easily. You can also piss people off because people who might be hiding pain, an empath will be like, "Hey, what's up? You okay?" Say something to that nature. Just kind of, you want it to stop. You feel it from somebody. You want it to stop. Which is another reason I think Owen Benjamin doesn't like to be around people under 19 Rogans, people under 5'7". It's the same reason I don't. I'm pretty tall. I'm 6'2", but what? He's 6'7". At about 6'2", I have a friend. I call him a friend, but I use that term very loosely when I talk about this guy. I call him a friend because I've known him since preschool. Now, I wasn't bullied in high school, really. It was like guy things, just nothing much. But as I look back, this friend of mine was the worst bully I had because I thought he was my friend. I would have conversations with him where we would share, like, personal details of our lives, and he would use that against me. He would use that to try to gain popularity with people that I would be able to befriend very easily, and he would not. He would use it to embarrass me around women, especially. And I never understood why. I think maybe I thought he wanted to just bang me, something like that. Or it is because he'll still do this if I'm around him. It's because he's like 5'5" and just the ultimate gamma male. But as an empath, I felt his pain. He's had a lot of pain in his life, and I like wanted to be his friend. I wanted to help him because when I'd get around him, it would just be amplified, especially on a one-on-one scenario. It was very amplified, so I'd talk with him, and he'd bare his soul to me. And I'd tell him things like, what girl I had a crush on that year in high school, just silly stuff. But I would never tell anybody what he told me personally. So, an empath, yeah, we like to be secluded. There's a reason Owen Benjamin lives in the woods. You can see Owen, his being an empath kind of come through. Like when he's on other people's shows, it does cause discomfort if you're around somebody who's insecure, and especially if you're around somebody who's insecure because of you. Like I can imagine Owen being on Joe Rogan's show and just sitting there feeling Joe Rogan's insecurity at this giant across from him. And Owen, like, as an empath, you want it to stop. And it might be for a selfish reason. I mean, I think, sometimes I selfishly want other people to stop hurting because it's hurting me. Like, stop it. So an empath will sometimes subjugate themselves or make themselves appear to be less than what they are, just to ease a person's suffering, if that makes sense. And you can see that sometimes with Owen. And I didn't like it. Like, I didn't like seeing him eat the pot brownie on that Joey Diaz show. I mean, it's just as an empath, you want to appease people. It's a blessing and a curse. Like it's good if the person you're helping or talking with or appeasing, well, you're not really appeasing someone who's a good person. You're actually having a good conversation with them. But if it's the wrong person, you're appeasing them. You're wanting them to feel at ease. They can take advantage of that, and a lot of them do. Maybe like that Eric Nimmer situation with Owen. He felt some pain in Eric and wanted to help him. Empaths just want to help people. But it drives us insane to be around people because an empath, you walk by somebody on the street and you feel it. And maybe that's why Owen drank. I know that's why I did a lot of drugs, just to turn that down. So, in short, that's what an empath is. That's my take on it. I've always had this weird gift and a curse, man. It really can be where it's just turned up. You feel it. You feel it all. And unless you know how to control it, you will go down a road of drug use or just subjugating yourself to every person you meet. Don't do it. Just if you're an empath, which I don't know how many there are, but it's not your burden. Don't carry other people's burdens. If your friend is hurting, help them out. But it's not your burden to heal everybody you walk past on the street. It's just not. It's not gonna happen. More often than not, people will take advantage of you. So heal yourself and keep on keeping on. All right. This is Sean Kelly wishing you all a very good evening. Good night and God bless.